Former First Lady Barbara Bush listens to then-President George W. Bush, one of her sons, as he speaks at an event on to Social Security reform in Orlando on March 18, 2005. Jason Reed, Reuters. In the hours after Barbara Bush died Tuesday, people from around the world began expressing their condolences and sharing their warm memories of the Bush family matriarch, even if they didn't share her political views. Former President Bill Clinton, the man who once campaigned against her husband, called her a remarkable woman with grit. A creative writing professor at Fresno State University had a message for those offering up fond remembrances. Barbara Bush was a generous and smart and amazing racist who, along with her husband, raised a war criminal, Rhonda Girard wrote on Twitter, according to the Fresno Bee. Girard's words, and others that she used as she argued with critics during an overnight tweet storm, sparked a backlash onto social media that would soon prompt the university to distance itself from her remarks. More than 2,000 people had replied to her, the Bee reported. Many tagged Fresno State and the institution's president, Joseph Castro, demanding that the professor be fired. According to the Bee, Girard taunted them, sharing a contact number that was actually that of a suicide hotline, and said she was a tenured professor who makes $100,000 a year. "I will never be fired," she said, according to the report, which noted that Girard describes herself as an Arab American and a Muslim American in her Twitter messages. Some people, of course, took issue with what Girard said about Bush. Others were upset at what they viewed as Girard's incivility about a woman widely regarded as genteel. For others, the sin was more basic: she had spoken ill of the dead. "Hey President at Joseph Castro, can you please confirm that you and at Fresno State stand by her comments and condone them? All of Twitter is curious to know where you stand on this, as one of your employees is using tenure as a safeguard for her hate. Thanks, DRPMX." At DRPMX, April 18, 2018. I cannot be the only student who has avoided Rhonda Girard's classes due to her outward racism. It should be unacceptable. Concerned Bulldog. At Concernadidu, April 18, 2018. Girard did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The contact page of her website said, "I do not read or respond to messages about Barbara Bush," next to a heart emoji. People found other ways to strike back at her, though. The rating on the Amazon page for Girard's book took a precipitous drop after it received a slew of bad reviews in the wake of her comments. Prosaic, poorly written, poor grammar, incoherent, one reviewer said. Will make for expensive toilet paper. Word of her comments about Bush had also made it to her page on RateMyProfessors.com. Girard's racist rants disrupt the learning environment at Fresno, a commenter wrote Wednesday after Girard's Bush comments. Any other English professor would be better than this one, especially after her disrespectful comments lately. I would avoid this class at all costs. Rhonda makes it clear that she hates white people. Myopic views, self-centered, and needs to be fired. Amid the barrage of criticism, some defended Girard. Also, at Rhonda Girard is a gem and at Fresno_State is honestly so lucky to have her on staff. She cares about her students, is wildly talented, and told no lies. Jasmine Leyva, at Jasmine Aminta, April 18, 2018. Fresno State responded to the controversy Tuesday evening, tweeting a statement by Castro that said Girard's words are obviously contrary to the core values of our university, and they were made as a private citizen. In a Wednesday morning news conference, Provost Lynette Zelezny said the university had put in place additional security, a common action, when we feel that there's a spotlight on us. As the provost spoke, the points Girard had made about Barbara Bush were still reverberating around the internet. She brought up, for example, Bush's statements about the mostly black evacuees taking refuge in Houston's Astrodome during Hurricane Katrina. Bush made statements that many viewed as insensitive after her son George W. Bush's administration was criticized for its slow response to Katrina in 2005, according to The Washington Post's Lois Romano. Barbara Bush told the public radio program Marketplace that the evacuees who'd fled their homes and were being sheltered in Houston's Astrodome were underprivileged anyway, so this is working very well for them. Despite Girard's tweet about her tenure, her future interactions with students may be in question. In Wednesday's news conference, Zelezny did not detail any disciplinary actions against Girard, saying only that the next step was to sit down with all represented parties. But she put to rest one of the biggest questions, whether Girard's tenure at the university meant she could say whatever she wanted on the internet. To answer the technical question, can she not be fired? The answer is no. Read more. I have no fear of death. Barbara Bush on faith and finality. She wanted to criticize Black Lives Matter and of college speech. A protest shut her down. GOP lawmakers wouldn't come to a town hall, so voters brought literal empty suits. A California waiter refused to serve 4 Latina customers until he saw proof of residency. Go back to your country. Terrorist. Man accused of attacking restaurant employee with a pipe.